there, guys. I am meteorologist Ben Peine. It has been at 10 on this Wednesday, September the 17th. We have another sunny start across the area. Got a big show here this morning. We're going to talk about some racing. We're going to talk about home repair, home building with Wednesdays with Weddington, and wait for some folks to hop on here as usual. Usually takes a few moments to get everybody on board here, unless you're watching the replay. If you're watching the replay this afternoon or tonight, thank you very much for watching. Feel free to drop in the comments. Let us know where in Southern Indiana or Kentucky or beyond you might be watching from. We've had folks even watch from Scotland before. So thanks for tuning in here, whether it's on my page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, P-E-I-N-E, Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube, or extolmag.com/weather online on the old World Wide Web. Also, you can see scrolling below, we've got ways to contact me if you have a question for Brad Weddington. Again, we'll be talking about all things around the home, from the basement to the roof, all around the yard, whatever. If you have any questions, let me know. And as usual, we've got Beverly Haggis popping into the comments. Good morning, Ben. Back here from Borden, Indiana. Took my dog to the vet yesterday, and he has an ear infection in both ears, and I have to go to the doctor today. You've got a busy day. Hope the puppy dog gets better with some antibiotics. My daughter also had a double ear infection over the weekend and had to get some antibiotics as well. There has been something going around. I've had something, my daughter, my wife, folks around here, just passing things around, whatever it is. There's a little bit of crud, and of course, ragweed season too, and a lot of pollen around the area. Cutting to a live look outside here at the corner of Market and Vincent's in lovely uptown New Albany, seeing all sunshine there as the white truck pulls there to Vincent's. And it's just going to be a lovely day all across the area. So if you're new to the program here, we always like to start off with your forecast right off the bat to get you ready. And then we'll dive deeper into the forecast. I've got another special guest, my son Brady, who I'll bring up here in just a second. He's got a job shadow today. And then we've got Brad Weddington from Weddington Custom Homes we're going to be talking to. And so then we're going to dive deeper into the forecast. Then we'll talk to Brad. Then we'll look at the weather models. So we've got a lot to cover on this Wednesday. So again, thanks for joining us here on the show here this morning. Let me go ahead and pop up the forecast, the weather headlines here for our September the 17th. And we're talking about another air quality alert for today, a hot and dry weather pattern, which will continue with upper 80s, low 90s for the rest of this week. Not seeing much of a rain chance. Maybe Sunday, a couple of isolated showers or storms will try to pop up, but all that activity stays to the west of our area for many more days. So the weather that we've had this week will carry on all the way through, it looks like Saturday. I've got like a 10% chance of an isolated shower Saturday, and then we'll look at some better rain chances as a more unsettled weather pattern begins to move our direction next week as we look at our long range outlook. And if you've been watching the program, our long range outlook is called the good old Ben on a Limb segment. By the way, cheers. We've got Big Happy in the house. Beautiful, beautiful morning if you're having that coffee out on the deck or taking that walk around the neighborhood this morning. Fantastic weather across the area. Back to the forecast here. Again, we got that code orange air quality alert for sensitive groups. Not the best air quality, building up some ozone thanks to the hot sunshine. Almost not much of a breeze out there as well. And so this is for sensitive groups and not for the general public. And the play ball forecast here for today, noon 82 degrees, 90 for that afternoon high, and then 80 degrees at 8 p.m. a rain chance. Basically 0 and just a light east wind at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And look who we have here behind the microphone. Let's say your name, sir.
Brady Peine.
All right. And so why are you here today?
Job shadowing for my Prosser class, my business entrepreneurship class.
So he is in Prosser, business entrepreneurship, and your teacher is Dr. Matthew Hyde. And what do you think about this guy?
He's a great guy. Helps me learn a lot. I learn a lot more in there probably than I do in normal school, and it'll help me a lot more.
Scoops this way a little bit.
Help me a lot more in my real life than just normal school will.
So like in Prosser, maybe than like the regular school. That's awesome. And he doesn't really know it perhaps, but he's also got the dual credit from Ivy Tech as well, which is awesome. And your sister did it. She loved it. Hannah had the dual credit as well. I'm trying to do two things at once, so bear with me here. Let me bring up, because Ivy Tech is one of our partners. So here we EDU. And so Brady, when he graduates from Prosser in a little over a year and a half, he'll have what his sister had, which is a year and a half worth of post-secondary education college credits. So that is awesome. By the way, congrats on your big win versus Jeff, #1 singles yesterday.
Thanks.
So Brady's big into tennis, big into golf. Everybody say hello to Brady. I'm not going to embarrass him anymore. What do you think about the job shadow so far?
It's good. Learned a little bit about what my dad does all day during his job, and had to get some assignments done for this job shadow. And yeah.
All right. Mr. Hyde, he's actually doing some work today. So, all right, we'll let you go. Thanks, bud. Thanks for letting me embarrass you here for a little bit. All right, that is my son Brady on the job shadow today. Learn about putting together a forecast, putting together a broadcast here at Extol Media Studios here in Uptown New Albany. And as I was talking about, we got Jackie Strange from Georgetown, Indiana. Thanks for watching here this morning. We've got a hi from Grandma Laura and Grandma Clown this morning watching Brady here. Jim Quinter, hey, oh my Lord, Brady, he's so grown up. Our old neighbor, hello, Jim. And yeah, he's outgrown me, that is for sure. Beverly Haig is saying hello to Brady as well. So again, Prosser, big opportunity. I recommend that to any high schoolers out there. You can get those dual credits from, again, Ivy Tech, and save your parents or yourself thousands of dollars in, again, college education. So that is very awesome. Okay, thanks for tuning in. The comments again, if you're going to comment, let us know where you're watching from as well. Love to get that representation all across the area. Again, I want to give a shout out to our partners. We just talked about Ivy Tech. Also, Lions Roofing, lionsroofingco.com, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. You get free estimates online. On both sides of the river, they'll have you protected. 812-294-3595. You may have to work hand in hand with your insurance company. I recommend to you Michael Long with American Family Insurance. Go to amfam.com. Just search Michael Long. It'll take you to this page. Tell him that I sent you for that quote. They're one of the few insurance companies around that have had a discount in their renewals for cars, for your vehicle. So give them a shout there if you want to quote. 812-578-3072. And Libs Paving, the largest top asphalt paving contractor around. They've got a career section, and they've got a career for you. They are busy. Thankfully, we got dry weather to get a lot of jobs done outside. So you can click on any one of these jobs and learn more, and also apply online. As we take a look live outside here, this is the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera. We're going to bring up Brad Weddington here in just a second as well with Weddington Custom Homes. You can see more information there. WeddingtonCustomHomes.com at the bottom of your screen. But blue sky across the area and sunshine is what we have and what we're looking at there. And as always, you can go to extolmag.com/weather. Here you can find our live stream, which is up right now. The interactive radar, the 7-day forecast. Just want you to know about all of our local weather tools that you have at your fingertips right here at extolmag.com/weather. There's the big old interactive radar, which has been very quiet. This is a very boring weather pattern for a meteorologist. We're wanting something to talk about, and it might be next week before we see that stuff out west that begins to head our direction and gives us something to talk about. But right now, active weather with a coastal low there around Maryland and Virginia, and then you've got a low pressure system out west over the northern plains. But it's a stuck weather pattern called an omega block because the shape of the Greek letter omega, and we've got a ridge of high pressure over our area, keeping us pretty high and dry across the area. All right, we've got Jody Gleason. Hi, Brady from Miss Gleason. Hello. He says hello. Vicky Berger, hello to you and Brady this morning. I'm going to brag a little bit. Kennedy got her 1,000 dig in volleyball. Congratulations. She is such an athlete. Always fun to watch Kennedy play. Thank you for the comment there, Vicky. And let's get to the forecast here. Let's dive in, and we'll talk to Brad Weddington. So let me go ahead and remove that, bring up the forecast here. As always, you can, again, there's Mr. Brad Weddington, which we'll have live from his backyard here in a second. If you have any weather questions, you want to connect, just to email me, ben@extolmag.com, if you want to join up and see your logo on our products and get your word out, be your megaphone for Southern Indiana. We can help you out with advertising and marketing, Extol Weather and Extol Media, and all of our platforms, reaching over 1 million views per month. Ben@extolmag.com. We've got another former neighbor of mine, Ron Washburn, with a good morning there in Northern Harrison County. So we've got some folks tuning in from all around Southern Indiana. All right. We're going down memory lane with my old neighbors here, too. All right, so here's the air quality alert, hot and dry pattern, small weekend rain chance, better rain chances next week is our headlines. Code orange air quality alert for today. That's for sensitive groups, and 90 degrees that afternoon high, just like the weather we had yesterday with very light winds. Also have a crazy, you may have already seen it on my page, a dust devil out of Orleans, which I'll show here in just a second. Today's weather history, it's all about the tropics. 1932, tropical storm. 1936, tropical storm. 1947, a Fort Lauderdale hurricane. 2004, this was the biggest one. Flooding and mudslides killed more than 3,000 people in Haiti. That was horrible, from Hurricane Jean. 2004 as well, the remnants of Hurricane Ivan drenched Pittsburgh. So sometimes this time of the year, we can get some drought busters from the remnants of tropical systems. But you can look at this in more detail. I'll post this usually around noon on my Facebook page. How many days until autumn begins? In 5 days. We've got a good morning from Laverne Bannett. Thanks for tuning in here this morning, Laverne. 32 days until highs in the 60s. Halloween in 44 days. Average first flurries in 59 days. And no surprise here, no change with high levels of ragweed with the pollen report that could be bothering many of you out there. Our forecast today for your Wednesday, September the 17th, 2025, we are looking at a high of 90 degrees. Humidity will stay low. That is the key. It feels actually pretty decent in the shade. And our sunset at 7:47. And tonight's low 64 degrees, clear and calm, and a light breeze. And thankfully, the AC kind of gets a break at nighttime with the very low humidity. And we can cool off and have some nice mornings out there. Ron Washburn from Ramsey, there you go. 84 degrees, or 64 out the door, 84 at noon tomorrow, 91 for that afternoon high. So we're trending about 10 degrees above normal for this time of year. And as we look ahead here to your forecast Friday, we're looking at 92, 90 Saturday, and then mostly dry through Saturday as well. I'm going to give it about a 30% chance of an isolated shower or storm Sunday and Monday, but I think we'll start to get a front to move in here next Tuesday, Wednesday. That gives us the best hope for some rain right around that time frame, which could lead us into kind of a more unsettled weather pattern next week, which we haven't had in quite some time. So let's bring up the man of the hour here. Here is Brad Weddington. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can, and just trying to get some of the humidity off of my camera, but I'm here.
Very good. I'm going to actually plug in a different little earpiece here. Hold on just 1 second so I can hear you better. Let me put this one in. All right. Let me hear you, Brad. Say hello.
You have me loud and clear now.
That's way better. This earpiece, I was trying it out. I didn't want the cord, but it didn't work so good. It wasn't there.
Stick with what works.
Stick with what works. Good advice there, Brad Weddington. Weddington Custom Homes. And each morning that he's on us with a Wednesday, you can bet it's going to be good weather. It always is. So there you can also see his logo in the top right corner. If you ever want to get a hold of Brad, it is WeddingtonCustomHomes.com. You can see some of that information scrolling across the bottom of your screen as well. All right, so yes, if you have any questions for Brad, please leave them in the comments below. We love to get that interaction. We love to talk about, again, this could be anything about home repairs, custom home building. Maybe it's your yard, whatever it is around the home, from the basement to the roof, to the walls, or in between. Let us know if you have any questions in the comments, and we'll get to them. But first, we've got a fun weekend ahead. So let me try to bring this up to the stage here with us. I've shown this before, but tell us a little bit about Kimmel Racing and how you've gotten involved and what we have coming up this weekend.
I got involved with, with Kimmel Racing about 3 years ago. Awesome local team. They've been around for, I believe this year's their 76th year anniversary, I believe.
Right, they're like
it's just small racing
team around here, right? Sorry to interrupt you.
Do what now?
Their family kind of started the whole ARCA
They were part of
racing
their
back in the
first
day.
group of ARCA racing, yes. And they're based out of Clarksville, Indiana. So Will Kimmel is who we sponsor, and he only races a couple races a year. So this year we raced Charlotte in the late spring, and now we've got Salem. And Salem is like the Super Bowl for this team.
Cool.
It's a local race. We would love to have you guys out there showing support for the local guy. I mean, we go against some big name teams. And it's pretty impressive that they're, a lot of those teams are coming to, little Salem, Indiana. So
it is very cool. So I'll put the race here back up. We've got, it is the Kentuckiana Ford Dealers 200. I think they've got a pre-race Friday, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 200.
They normally race, so there'll be another race before our class. So okay. I believe our race starts at 8 p.m. and it's the feature. So it's a 200 lap race. So
200 lap race, and you can get, I think you mentioned you can get a discount on these tickets at Menards.
Yes, I believe the tickets are, if you purchase at the track, they're $30 for general admission, and I believe at Menards they're $20. Another cool thing is if you guys go to the I believe that's Jefferson. I always consider it Clarksville, but I think it's actually Jeffersonville. The Jeffersonville Menards Friday evening. I don't know. I should know the exact times, but it's Friday evening. The car will be there. The driver will be there, so you can stop by that local Menards and do a meet and greet with the driver.
Awesome!
Really, really cool. Really cool.
So that'll be Will out there.
Yep, that'll be Will out there on Friday.
At what time again?
That's what I said. You're going to have to look that up. I should be better about that, but I know it's Friday evening.
Friday evening.
Yeah, and if you can look it up, Ben, and post it on here.
All right, yeah, we'll do that.
But it'll be at that local Menards. It's pretty cool. I mean, a lot of people bring their kids out because they love seeing the car and they'll be able to see it, touch it, and all that good stuff.
Friday evening, let's go racing on the legendary High Banks. And a lot of people don't know that track has a lot of history. I mean, there's been a lot of like superstars that have been on that track before.
Absolutely.
It's just, I would say, west of Salem, not very far. And so it's not that far of a drive for you if you want to check out a fun race this weekend. The weather should be in good shape for it as well, which is really important. You need the dry conditions to let the race go on. And a lot of people camp out there, have their campers, and it's right next to Western Hills Golf Club as well, if you're kind of wanting a locator for that race. So we're going to try to get out there as well. The ARCA Menards Series Kentuckiana Ford Dealers 200. All right, very cool. Brad, do you have anything building-wise you want to mention here before I show our video of a home that you're finishing up?
Yeah, the video that you're going to show, that house is actually done now. So hopefully we can get in there towards the end of the week or first of next week and get some final footage on that home. Turned out absolutely gorgeous. It really did. Great home, great people. We're really happy about the way this one is finishing out. Really
cool neighborhood. I mean, fabulous place. They got a lake there. This is just outside of Henryville, Indiana. So I'm going to bring this up and go ahead and show this to the people here. So here you go.
If you're having a conversation with Brad Weddington, your life is probably going pretty good because you might be building your dream home like this one right here. He made our dream come true 11 years ago when he built our home, and then he built my mom's home about 7 years ago. So I want to go inside, have a conversation with Brad, and show you some of his signature touches on these custom homes. A beautiful place. This is going to be part one of Welcome Home. This house isn't quite finished yet, but here is the man, Brad Weddington. Again, built my home about 11 years ago. And things have changed. Your business has grown. The houses have grown a little bit. But I want to show off your little signature touches here a little bit, Brad, and tell us what you have going on here. We're out in Henryville, and again, a beautiful place.
We've got some really unique things that we do in our homes, and I think a lot of it goes back to just experience and seeing it time and time again and going, hey, we can improve on this. Yeah. And I'm going to show you a couple things. So
I call this the Speakeasy Pantry. Because take a look. It looks like just, regular. Gonna get my Doritos out of here.
Yep. So it looks just like a regular full height pantry cabinet, but once you open the doors,
Come on in.
It's a full-size pantry. Now, we've already been in this room, so the light's already on, but something really neat that we do in these smaller rooms, whether it's this or a closet, we've got what's called occupancy sensors. So if we hadn't already been in here, then when I walked in, it would have sensed me and immediately turned on. And then I think we've got that set at maybe 10 minutes. So once there's 10 minutes of no activity, automatically turns your lights off.
But this is the banger right here, everybody.
Check this out, guys. This, we call it, I don't know, there's a technical name for it. We call it a Costco door. I don't know why. Well, it's because of groceries. Yeah. So it's a small little door. So out there is the garage. So basically, this is simply where you can pull in, open up the back hatch of your vehicle, put all your groceries into your pantry, and then you shut the door. And this is a fire-rated door for the garage.
Boom.
And boom, all your food's in here.
It's big enough you could almost have a bathroom in here, but you probably wouldn't want a bathroom in your pantry.
No, I wouldn't prefer that either. But
That's not a feature.
Thing, so by doing the Costco door in here, there's pros and cons to anything. And this is great for access, but we had to make these shelves a little bit shallower to allow for the width of the door.
Gotcha.
But if you see, we've got a plug here. We've got plugs all along the walls in this pantry, which in the past you'd never see that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do, and we call this a messy pantry. And the reason we call it that is your coffee maker, your crock pots, your things that go on your regular countertop normally and clutter it all up. We put those in here so that they're out of sight and it doesn't clutter up all your main kitchen cabinet top.
You just never thought of until now.
Yeah.
All right, follow us this way. This is, I mean, you've been doing this from the early days with my house, but you kind of build out the entry spaces.
They call this room like a drop zone. They call it a mud room. There's all kinds of different names for this, but basically anywhere when you're coming from the garage into the home, this is going to be your main thoroughfare. Really, it's only strangers or friends that come to the front door.
Yeah. So
this is where you're traveling. We have removed the hooks here just so we could run paint on this, but this will have a total of 6 hooks that go across it. This family, we've got a husband and a wife and 2 kiddos, so that's why we've got the 4 slots. And then we go back and forth on the base. Some people want them individually marked out. Some people don't. They actually opted for just kind of wide open space. Shoes, knickknacks, you name it.
Some are going to be bigger than others. Ours is smaller, but that's where all the hats and the shoes go.
Oh yeah, where all the junk goes. So
another one of Brad's signature touches. And now one other thing that Brad does, and he did it in my bedroom, because I used to do the morning show and I would have to get up at like 2 a.m. We also have a laundry room next door to that, so I needed the quiet.
Yes.
And so some of these things aren't just visual or stylistic. Some of the things you're doing in these homes is more about comfort and that kind of thing.
It's all about functionality and comfort of your home. That's the big thing. And to me, as a builder, I've witnessed what you're talking about, where we needed to insulate walls for sound. So it's something that I just bring up to people. And, especially in here, you've got this really nice high ceiling, but you're going to get sound travel and echo in here because you don't really have anything, a lot of hard surface flooring. Nothing's really absorbing that sound. So this wall that you see here is actually on the other side is the master suite. So this interior wall is insulated for sound to help sound travel between here and the master as well. We also, on this home, every bedroom door as well as every bathroom door are solid doors in this house. And once again, that harkens back to sound.
Well, sleep is important. And then one trend you mentioned, these doorways are getting taller and taller. If you look over here, Jason, he's on the camera. Take a look here. We're getting taller and taller. This is 8 foot something. You've got a house that's getting 9 foot. Ceilings are getting how many feet?
So
10 feet?
You used to see one of the trends, I'm going to call it 15 years ago, you really started to see people going to 9 foot first floor ceiling heights. That was a very common thing. Now you're starting to see more 10 foot ceiling heights. And when you jump to the 10 foot ceiling heights, now we're seeing a lot of 8 foot tall interior doors, as opposed to the standard 6/8s.
And is this your recommendation to do the archways, or is that something the homeowner wanted, or?
It all has to do with them. It
Yeah.
does. Because like in here, if you were to be able to cut all this drywall away and see what's actually behind it, the header for this is up here, okay?
Yeah.
So this is just pad framing down. This is all just for looks,
Yeah.
okay? So they have the option of having a square or an arched, and I let them choose.
And you did that for my mom's house too. He built my mom's house, and then also my mom wanted the rounded edges as well. So again, a lot of little touches that mean a lot to the homeowners. And again, if you're talking with this guy, your life's probably going pretty good because you might be building your dream house. Thanks, Brad, for showing us a tour. Again, part one here. Welcome home. We're seeing it before the homeowners get to move in. We're looking forward to coming back and checking out the complete finished products and more of these fine touches around this beautiful home.
You're like a Mr. Bob Vila.
Oh, this old house, I guess.
But a brand new house.
Yeah, no, it's fun, man. I enjoyed that for sure.
Yeah, you are very good on camera. I mean, there are some people that have it, some people that don't. So very good jobs here. So yeah, you got that finished up. You've got a couple homes there. So a little inside baseball. This will be kind of the one question I'm going to ask you here. And again, if you have any questions for Brad, drop them in the comments. We'll get to them either this week or next week because we were talking a lot about racing today as well. And we'll get to your forecast here in just a second too. But so you like to have a certain amount of homes. You've got a certain size crew, so you don't want to get too big, too busy. So you kind of looking at if someone wanted to contact you and look at building a house, what is kind of your time frame? Because it's different for all different builders, I'm sure.
It's always tough to nail that down. You know, in a perfect world, I would say, hey, I want to do 2 tranches of 4. You know, I'd like to put 4 projects in the ground in the spring and 4 projects in the ground in the late summer, early fall.
Okay.
Because that's where we like to stay. You know, we've went back and forth on growth versus staying the same size. And to be honest with you, Ben, we know we fill a niche. We know that, you know, people are always going to want custom touches on their home. It's not a large segment of the population, and we get that. So we want to kind of stay in that 8 to 10 on the maximum side as far as projects go, just so we can continue to bring what we've brought over the years.
Yeah,
I've had a talk with my employees and involved in this, and we've decided, you know, this is the direction we want to go is as far as size goes. As far as timing, that always changes. And the reason I say that is, you know, I'm always working with, you know, 3 to 4 or 5 bids at a time. And, you know, as we sit right now, I do have a couple availability still for the spring, but if some of those floaters out there hit, then I'll have to say, hey, you know, spring is shut off now. We got to move to bidding for, you know, late summer of 2026. So we're very fortunate in that respect for sure. But that's kind of the size that we want to remain. So
if someone's looking for next year, they can contact you, weddingtoncustomhomes.com. You can find all of his contact information there. And that gives you and the home builder or the homeowner, the future homeowner, time to, you know, work out all those details. And you got financing involved, you got permits, maybe you've got looking at land. So there's a decent amount that goes into building that custom home.
There is, and that's kind of one of the key pieces of this that we do is the education aspect, because I've had a lot of homeowners over the years come to me I've had them come to me where they just purchased the land. They have no plans, they have no finance, none of that, which is normal. And then I'm like, well, when do you want to start? We want to start next month. Mm-hmm. Like you've got 5 to 6 months worth of legwork on the front end before we even really talk about digging a hole in the ground. So there's a lot of parts to this, and I'll tell my people too, on the front end, there's a lot more work than you would expect, where the build process is actually kind of the easier aspect of it. So
Sure. All right, one last time, I'm going to bring this one back up here. So thank you for all that information, Brad, by the way. And then also, you can see Brad will be out in the stands. Will on the right, Will Kimmel here out of Clarksville from Kimmel Racing will be racing out there at the ARCA Menard Series Kentuckiana Ford Dealers 200 in Salem at the Salem Speedway this Saturday, September 20th. You can find more information at the SalemSpeedway.com, I think, or you just Google Salem Speedway. You'll find more information. Let's go racing on the legendary High Banks. So looking forward to that. And also, Brad, you mentioned that one more time, because it was probably 10 minutes ago we talked about it. We get people popping in at different times. This Friday evening, you can check for the exact time, but you can actually check. The driver will be out there, Will, right? At Menards here locally?
The driver will be at Menards Friday evening with the car. And then the race itself is at Salem Motor Speedway Saturday evening at 8 p.m. You can either pick up the tickets at the gate there at Salem Speedway, or you can get them at a reduced cost at the Menards. Guys, it's good old-fashioned fun. It really is to go up there on a Saturday evening. It's fairly reasonably priced, and you get to watch a local guy take on the big boys.
And it's cool to have a track right here in our backyard. So,
oh yeah, it's phenomenal. It's a hidden gem that people don't like. Is it really that popular? I'm like, yes. You go up to Salem and you'll see.
It's exciting stuff. It's loud, it's fast, it's all that good stuff. All right, all right. Thank you very much, Brad. And we will we're going to visit that home for our second part of Welcome Home series here soon. So we'll revisit that beautiful house that you just built.
Sounds like a plan. And if you can bring me mid-70s, I'll be a happy camper.
You've been asking for weather all year long, I think, but we'll try to get some good stuff here soon. But hot and dry to finish off summertime. All right, Brad, I'll let you get back to it. Thanks, man.
All right, see you, Ben.
See you. That is Brad Weddington, Weddington Custom Homes. Thanks to Brad for joining. And again, if you ever have any questions for Brad, you can leave them in the comments, or you can email me, and you can email me at ben@extolmag.com. All right, it is time to get into that forecast here. Again, 90 degrees for today. We also had some comments popping in since we last checked. So let me get to those. Vicky had 73 degrees in Salem, so warming up quickly here through the 70s. We've got Dennis Gregory with a good morning with 70s as well there in Bedford. Thanks for tuning in. And Vicky Berger saying the ARCA race at Salem is so much fun. Go check it out. My uncle helped build the track. That is awesome. Very cool. And we've got Kristen Walker from Carmel, Indiana, turning 25 tomorrow. Happy early birthday. We're doing good out here. Looks like good, kind of hot weather there for you, Christian, so thanks for tuning in. And Vicky says Ken Schrader runs at Salem. All right. A lot of local folks. Brad gives a thumbs up for Ken Schrader. So check out your local racers there at the Salem Speedway. All right, so 90 degrees for that afternoon high, 0% chance of rain. And I'm going to zip ahead to the forecast here for today. And then I want to dig into the weather models. It's about that time. 90 degrees for that hot today with that hot sunshine. Humidity will stay low. 64 are low for tonight. So we get those cool nights, but kind of dry heat afternoons. And that's the way the weather pattern will remain. 91 degrees for tomorrow. And then our 7-day forecast, we got lower 90s for Thursday, Friday, and then increasing rain chances as we head into next week. There is some development in the tropics, by the way, and we'll talk a little bit more about that here in just a second. Let me go ahead and bring up the full screen view of a view outside of 70s and sunshine, again, heading into the upper 80s and low 90s for this afternoon. And we'll bring up the radar and satellite, which shows the quiet conditions all throughout the region. The active weather. So I want to show you what's happening. It's kind of rare, this weather pattern that we're in. You have a dip in the jet stream here. When you have a dip in the jet stream, you often get this spin, and that is a low pressure system. That is rain out west. The low pressure system produces upward rising air and produces rain. What we have is the opposite. We have a hump in the jet stream here. It dives south and makes another trough out this direction, and another low pressure system in that trough. So this line is the jet stream, which is up, anywhere from 15 to 35,000 feet or so. And so in the dips, in the troughs of the jet stream, you've got these low pressure systems. And then in the middle, we've got a ridge over our area, high pressure ridge in the atmosphere, and that is promoting sinking air, which is giving us a lot of sunshine. And a lot of times these omega blocks are stuck weather patterns. So we don't see much change to our weather pattern here over the next several days. And we will eventually maybe get that low pressure system to move our direction as we go into next week. And our weather pattern becomes a little bit more unsettled, shall we say, next week. But for now, the worsening drought conditions will continue for much of the region. I'm just going to bring up, I don't need to bring up any of the short-term weather models, the high-resolution weather models. We talk about the HRRR, we talk about the NAM, 3 kilometer about every day. Don't need to bring them up because there's nothing to show with that because those go out about 48 hours. There's nothing to show here over the next 48 hours. By the way, this hot, dry weather pattern, even though the winds are very light, there can be a local phenomenon where a little parcel of air warms up and creates a rising current of air, makes its own mini low pressure system and kind of mini tornado. And there's one of those in Orleans, Indiana yesterday. Over 200,000 people have already seen this video on my Facebook page, but in case you did not, take a look at this right here. So let me remove this and then add this to the stage and it should pop up. So take a look at this. That is a good old-fashioned dust devil. And typically we see these out in the Great Plains, out in Texas quite a bit. But pretty incredible there in Orleans, Indiana. I think that was near the Monon Trail as they're putting in some trees there. But those little dust devils are crazy. Sometimes in the farm fields you'll see them where it's real dusty. And sometimes when you're out playing baseball, I've seen them, coaching Little League, you'll get one of those little dust devils to move through. Christian, we'll get to the tropics here in just a second. And Christian's asking the weather family, how's everyone feeling? There's been kind of a little sickness going around lately for a lot of folks. But back to the weather here, we've got the Climate Prediction Center's 6 to 10 day outlook, which shows much of the United States under above normal temperatures, high confidence and above normal temperatures over the 6 to 10 day outlook. Now, our average high is going down to around 81, 82. And so mid 80s is above normal. So it doesn't have to be incredibly hot this time of the year to be above normal as far as the Climate Prediction Center goes. And we're talking mostly 80s, low 90s over the next 7 days, which will keep us mainly above normal until we get some rain chances, I think, by the middle of next week, and then we might be able to cool down a little bit. All right, and then our 8 to 14 day outlook, so really taking us through the rest of September, is also calling for a higher than normal chance of above normal temperatures here through the long range outlook. So stay on the warm side as summer finishes up and perhaps as fall begins next Monday at 2:19 p.m. Okay, let's get back to the tropics. It is the peak of hurricane season. It is mid-September, and we are starting to see things light up in the tropics. So let me go to the tropical layer here and just bring up everything that's happening out here in the central Atlantic. So we're watching here. This is Tropical Depression 7, which is likely to become Tropical Storm, I believe, Gabrielle. I think Fernand was the last one. So we're going to G. And the models have it going up to the northwest, and they are all grouped together. Each one of those little lines is what we call a spaghetti plot. Looks like spaghetti. It's just the track of all different weather models. And it has this storm becoming a Category 1 hurricane, but staying way out in the Atlantic Ocean. So it looks like this will have really no direct impact on the United States. So that is good. These storms have been behaving this year in the tropics and really not causing too much of an impact for us. So that is good. I can also bring up the National Hurricane Center. This is nhc.noaa.gov, and it gives you a lot of information on the hurricane status or potential hurricane status and the forecast there. So it has it becoming a tropical storm here later today or tomorrow, and then possibly a hurricane maybe heading just south of Bermuda. So if you have some plans to head to Bermuda next week, maybe there will be some impact there. Okay, back to a quick check of the long range forecast. And I'm going to turn off the tropical stuff here and bring back up the weather models, the future radar. And we're going to break out the GFS weather model and take a look at the more active weather next week. Since we are going to look at the long range, it is now time for the good old pin on LM, and also a little swig from Big Happy here. The second cup of coffee today. All right, so we are going to the models, and we're going to bring up the GFS high resolution. We are going to bring up as well, I'm looking at the rainfall, which is the reflectivity. And then I'm going to go out to Sunday, which that would be the 21st, the last day of summer on Sunday. Because I don't see much of a rain chance until then. I think we're pretty dry through Saturday. This shows a little chance of a shower Sunday. That's a Sunday morning. And we'll take this into Sunday afternoon. So I've got about a 30% chance of a shower or thunderstorm Sunday. So a small weekend rain chance here. So the ridge underneath that omega block, which we talked about, and I drew a little bit earlier, is going to break down, and we start to see a little more low pressure move in. That allows for the potential of a little pop-up shower or thunderstorm. Not too humid though with this, and I don't expect any real heavy rainfall overall. As I bring up the dew point map for Sunday, you know, our dew point's been in the 50s. This is just, you know, upper 50s, low 60s. This is not terribly humid stuff with this potential of a shower or thunderstorm for Sunday. Now, okay, let's go into the first day of fog. I'm going to bring back the reflectivity, and we'll go into the 22nd of September. And it shows most of the activity out west on Monday. Monday might end up mostly dry. So it looks like there's a system out to our west developing early next week. It looks like that could head our direction next Tuesday. The Euro and the GFS are a little bit different here. The Euro kind of makes it a cutoff upper level low pressure system, which would give us possibly days of potential rainfall. This is showing a decent chance of rain. This is Tuesday, September the 23rd, as we head into Tuesday afternoon. There's the liquid gold that we need, the water. We need water in the ground for much of our area. Saturday night, early Sunday, yes, along the I-65 corridor, a lot of people did get rain, but outside of that, there were a lot of areas that did not get rainfall. And this is into our Tuesday evening. There's that potential for some rain. Going into Wednesday of next week, it keeps our weather pattern a bit unsettled. So right now I've got a 40% chance of rain going next Tuesday, Wednesday. We might be upping that chance of rain as it gets closer to our area. So there we go. That's what we need throughout the area. I'll take this into, what is it, Thursday the 25th. Still showing a chance of rain. So we might have a significant weather pattern change towards wetter conditions middle of next week. And so not only does the GFS show this potential unsettled weather pattern, but so does the European weather model as well. So there we go. As far as temperatures go, they should back off. I mean, if you got clouds and rain around, the temperatures are going to be a bit cooler. This is 5 p.m. on Thursday, next Thursday. It's showing 60s. That's probably because it would be raining, and yeah, maybe you drop to the 60s. And so where does all the big time heat go? It looks like that will kind of back off to the southwest, middle of next week, where they're still here looking hot down to the southwest of us. So we may kind of have a little bit of a battleground here. You got the cooler air north, warmer air south, and that would set up, again, a more active weather pattern for our region. And if I bring up the dew point, it'll show you the two different air masses. You've got this Canadian air mass trying to come in from here from the north and northwest. And then you've got the hot air down to the south, the muggy air here, and a potential low pressure system. It all just adds up to some unsettled weather and the potential for much needed rain across the area. All right, that is the long range outlook, and that has been the good old Ben on a Limb segments. I would say the same, Christian, as I just mentioned. So I would just say right now, in general, your rain chance is going up next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So basically the same kind of forecast for you as well. All right, we're going to summarize the forecast and wrap things up here on our Wednesday, September the 17th. If you weren't watching earlier at the beginning of the show, I had my son Brady on as he's been job shadowing me today. Did a little quick interview, had to embarrass him. That's part of it. That was his job, to be embarrassed today here at Extol Media Studio. So if you're watching, if you popped in mid-show with Brad, or you popped in even later, we had Wednesdays with Weddington, talking about some racing at Salem Speedway. Again, before that, we had my son Brady on. So check that out. And let's go ahead and bring up the forecast. We'll wrap things up. So I need to remove that and add this. And there you go. Air quality alert for today. That is a code orange air quality alert for sensitive groups, not for the general public. Hot and dry. Pattern continues through at least Saturday. Small weekend rain chance, mainly Sunday. And then those better rain chances next week, as we saw with the GFS weather model. And there's our code orange air quality alert for today. Play ball forecast, 82 at noon, 90 this afternoon, and 80 at 8 p.m. And thankfully, the humidity staying on the low side, which is a very light breeze out there. Our weather history today, you can take a longer look at this. I post this right around noon, but the main thing that stood out to me, the worst thing, was 2004, back-to-back here. Flooding and mudslides killed more than 3,000 in Haiti from Hurricane Jean, and then the remnants of Hurricane Ivan drenched Pittsburgh with 6 inches of rain in one day, the most rainfall for Pittsburgh in one day there. So a lot of tropical stats this time of the year as we are in the peak hurricane season. Okay, autumn begins in 5 days, average highs in the 60s and 32 days, Halloween in 44, and the first flurries typically by about 59 days by mid-November. Our ragweed remains very high across the area in the forecast today, 90 and sunny and just a light breeze, just kind of like the last couple of days. Thankfully, we have some cool nights. We can cool down with the dry air with a low of 64 degrees and almost no wind out there. The forecast tomorrow, 91, again, a lot like today. Sunrise at 7:27, sunset at 7:45, and we'll keep it in the low 90s through Saturday, it looks like, and mainly dry, a 30% chance of a shower or thunderstorm on Sunday, and then starting to ramp up the rain chances as we head towards next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, as we saw the weather pattern by that time might become a bit more unstable by that time. All right, again, cruising through our show here. It's been a big show. Again, we had 2 guests on the good old Ben at 10 today. Live look out there at the sunshine all throughout the region. Just another sunny September day here for us. You can always get your weather resources all the time here at extolmag.com/weather, interactive radar, and our live stream is up right now. I want to thank our partners at Ivy Tech, ivytech.edu, and we talked here with Brady, my son Brady, about him enjoying Prosser and the entrepreneurship program there with Dr. Matthew Hyde. Even enjoys it more than he said his regular school. And he, as I kind of pointed out, he doesn't really realize that he's getting these college credits, these dual credit program. And so helping out parents, helping out the students, getting a head start in your post-secondary education. So head to locations, head to Sellersburg, and you can just learn a ton about the Ivy experience right there. Lions Roofing, free estimates here, 812-294-3595, lionsroofingco.com, LYONS. They get you covered on both sides of the river, and they have a job opening. It is the roofing repair technician. You can apply there online and learn a lot more about the company. You can learn about a lot more job opportunities as well, libspaving.com. They've got a bunch of job openings as well. The top asphalt contractor around. Of course, they do concrete as well. They're actually working in my neighborhood this week. Okay, if you want to get a quote on your car insurance, hey, American Family is one of the few that are dropping rates right now. You can give him a call, 812-578-3072. Michael Long, tell him that I sent you, or you can go to amfam.com, and then you can find ways to contact him. There we go. That's been a Ben at 10. And we'll hear One of our last comments here from Christian Walker by meteorologist Ben Peine. Happy Wednesday. Have a good day. Almost Friday weekend. Almost your birthday, too. Happy early birthday to you tomorrow. And enjoy more of that sunshine for your birthday, buddy. Okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, it's a busy show today with a couple of guests. If you're just tuning on, my son Brady at the beginning. Wednesdays with Weddington, mid-show. Talking about racing in Salem. Should be good weather for that as well. And tomorrow we'll just look ahead again to more rain chances and some weather changes for next week on the big old Benetton show. Thanks for following or liking or subscribing on our channels. It is Meteorologist Ben Peine, P-E-I-N-E on Facebook, Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube, and extolmag.com/weather online. Make it a great Wednesday, guys, and we will see you tomorrow.